What's going on, YouTube? This is UngarToTheMax here. Salute. And it is about 2:05 on Sunday, April 1st, or in military time, 14:05. So happy Easter, happy April Fool's Day, happy Women's National Championship Day, and happy day before men's National Championship. So, even though this is I specified this as an UngarToTheMax National Championship preview, I want you guys, the YouTube viewers, the viewers, and the subscribers as well, to include your comments in this. I don't want this video to just be me talking the entire time, because I would love to interact and have a conversation with you guys, with my viewers. I enjoy that. Speaking of which, I am actually trying to set up something called free conference call, where if I can figure it out, where you, the viewers, would be able to call me, the YouTuber, and talk to me, and we could have a conversation. My fellow YouTuber, who is a diehard Seattle Seahawks fan, Norbcam, already has it set up, and he does it a few times. There's also another YouTuber named Gangrene David, who's a diehard New York Jets fan, who set it up once. So I'm trying to do the same thing. Once I get it all figured out, I will let you know, and then I'll go from there, because I would love to interact with you guys, with you, the viewers, because you guys are what makes this channel awesome. Flat out. So, as you can see by the title, this is a national championship preview. So, there's actually two national championships. One is tonight, and that's the women's national championship between number 1 seed Notre Dame and number 1 seed Mississippi State. So, all four number 1 seeds, I believe, made it to the Final Four on the women's bracket. The 4 number 1 seeds, I believe, were UConn, Notre Dame, Mississippi State, and Louisville. And it was a fantastic. I actually watched part of the Notre Dame UConn game. That was a fantastic game. It usually is between those two teams, because generally they don't really like each other. There is a rivalry there. Not to the extent of North Carolina Duke, or I don't even know if it might be better than Kansas State. Might be. I don't know. But, and then I believe it was Mississippi State and Louisville. I'll double check. Though. I'll definitely double check on that. But I believe it is. It was Women's Final Four 2018. Let's see. Yeah, I know it's Notre Dame and Mississippi State for the championship, but I'm trying to figure out who the four. I know it was Notre Dame UConn on one side. Yes, it was Notre Dame and UConn, Mississippi State, and Louisville. So the 4 number 1 seeds made it. But here's the one thing that's different about the women's bracket and the men's bracket. There's a lot less teams in the women's bracket, and I believe it is the first 2 rounds of the women's bracket are played at the home team's arena. So, when Notre Dame played Villanova in the second round, Notre Dame was the number 1 seed. So, Villanova, instead of going to, like, Boston or something, they played at Notre Dame. So, that's it. I'm not sure if I like that or dislike that. It's interesting to me. I know that. So I don't know a lot about either team Notre Dame or Mississippi State, but I do think it's going to be a good game tonight. And I've heard people say in the past, "Oh, because UConn is so dominant that it hurts women's college basketball." Are you kidding? No. If anything, UConn being as dominant as they are makes women's college basketball that much more exciting. For example, and I'm asking this question to my viewers, and I would love to know. Would you follow college basketball, women's college basketball at all, if UConn had, if the UConn Huskies weren't as good as they are? Comment in the comment section below, because I would love to hear your response about that. Hang on. I need to check something super quick. But, of course, the bigger national championship, and I hate to say that, but it is true. The bigger national championship is what's it called? Oh, duh, Michigan and Villanova on Monday. First off, let me do a quick recap. First off, that the left side of the bracket was so freaking messed up. How did an 11 seed in Loyola Chicago make it all the way to the Final Four? It doesn't make sense. But it is what it is. But they have been beating Miami. They beat Tennessee, Miami, Kansas State. I think. Oh, Nevada. Michigan at one point didn't even look like they were going to be in this position. It took a buzzer beater for them to get this far. They had to fend off a feisty Florida State team. That was an underrated game last night. There were times where it looked like Loyola Chicago was going to come back and possibly win. But, of course, that didn't happen. And then there was Villanova and Kansas. The game, I thought, since it had been between number 1 seed Villanova and number 1 seed Kansas, I thought, oh, it's two number 1 seeds. Devontae Graham on one side is going to, and Malik Newman are going to be this great duo that keeps the Kansas Jayhawks in the game. That's what I was thinking. But I still thought Villanova was going to win, because Nova has Gillespie, DiVincenzo, Spellman, Mikal Bridges, and of course, the AP Player of the Year, Jalen frickin' Brunson. But throughout the game, I kept, up until tip-off, and even for a couple minutes of the first half, I thought, this is going to be a close game. It's going to be a tight, low-scoring, defensive battle throughout the entire game. 94 to... Hang on, let me double check. I want to get it right, but I want to double check. Hey Siri, what was the score of the Villanova game last night? I'm just checking Siri just to make sure I get the score right. I believe it was 94 to 77. And I'm not going to do it this way. Siri's taking too long. Yeah. But I believe it was 18 3-pointers. Yeah, I'm looking on Google super quick, because I want to have this right. Oh, 90. Okay, it was 95 to 79. Villanova outscored Kansas 47-32 in the first, 48-47 in the second half. So, 18 3-pointers for Villanova. Are you kidding? It was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. And like I said, throughout the game, not throughout the game, because eventually Villanova pulled away, and I realized that it wasn't going to be a close game. But at least for the first few minutes of the game, I thought Newman and Graham and the rest can help lead the Jayhawks, and not necessarily to a win, because I don't think Kansas had enough firepower to hang with Villanova and beat them. But I thought it was going to be a dogfight. Like, Villanova was going to have to grind it out and come out with... And it was going to be a low-scoring defensive battle. Not the case. As I said, 95-79. Michigan, how do you expect your defense to slow down this high-powered Villanova offense? Okay, so you have Mo Wagner. That's going to be one of the matchups of the game, I think. Because Spellman and Wagner, although they're both big men, they're the new version of big men. What do I mean by that? Well, if you look at the NBA now, there aren't many normal centers. And what do I mean by that? Well, traditional centers like Yao Ming or Shaq on the low post trying to dribble and post up their defender and score. You don't really see that anymore. You have guys like Dirk Nowitzki and Kevin Love and even Jonas Valanciunas of the Toronto Raptors. They're all stepping out and taking mid-range shots. And some of them are even taking like three-point jump shots. Andre Drummond, Joel Embiid, who went to Kansas, actually. But, yeah. So you just... Al Horford. You have just this new generation of players who are not traditional. Like, I'll take a quick break from the national championship. In the NBA, you pretty much have positionless basketball now. Granted, that was all started by the Warriors, but, like, and it's translating to college basketball now. You don't generally see a lot of centers now, do you? A lot of teams, instead of doing, like, a power forward and a center, many teams are doing three guards or three forwards and a center. It's a guard, three forwards, and a center. Or 4 guards and a center. It's just the new generation. It's just the new way this basketball is like college basketball and the NBA are going. But getting back to what I was saying, Spellman and Wagner are 2 of the new generations of centers where they can step out and shoot the three-pointer. So it'll be interesting. This game is going to be determined by outside shooting. And I don't think Villanova is going to be going to hit 18 three-pointers again. And part of the reason Villanova was able to do that last night was because of the way Kansas was playing defense. Azubuike, the center, was giving Omari Spellman all kinds of room. They showed it on SportsCenter this morning. He got, on one shot, he had over 10 feet of space between him and Azubuike. I believe Omari Spellman hit like the first 14, no, not first 14, whoops. I mean the first 4 three-pointers of the game for Villanova. And that's their center doing that. By the way, Omari Spellman is from Cleveland. So, and I'm from Cleveland, just throwing that out there. But, generally, this is going to be a good matchup. I think it's going to be a higher scoring national championship. I don't think it's going to be like 101-98 or something like that, because college basketball scores don't get that high. And it does bother me a little bit. You know, people have given me flack for saying that I would rather college basketball be 4 quarters of 10 minutes rather than 2 halves of 20 minutes. But it's just my opinion. And maybe I'm saying that because I'm an NBA fan, but it is what I just think that it would make the games more exciting. Hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. Anyway, so it's going to be a good matchup. I think the key in this matchup, and I said this earlier in the video, whose outside game will control? Who will control the outside game? Because whoever does is going to win this game. I don't think Villanova is going to hit 18 three-pointers again. I don't think so. If they catch fire and do that again, it's going to be a long night for Michigan. But I have a sneaky suspicion Villanova won't do that. Because, like I said, Michigan plays a tighter defense than Kansas does. I don't think Michigan will give as much room. And plus, Mo Wagner can get out on Omari Spellman and close the distance and not give Spellman so much room. Because, like I said, Azubuike of Kansas was not mobile enough to keep up with Omari Spellman. Spellman was able to go from the left corner all the way to nearly the top of the key, and he was able to maintain his distance from Azubuike, which was about 10 feet. So, and get a wide open three-pointer. So, but like I said, Mo Wagner can get out there and close that distance. So, it's all a question of whose defense can close out to the opponent's shooters first. And whoever can slow down the outside shooting of the opponent is going to win this game. So, I'm not going to predict a winner because I just want to sit back and enjoy this game like the rest of you. But I expect it to be a higher scoring game. Because even though Michigan and Villanova play decent defense, both offenses can light it up. You got Mo Wagner, Jordan Poole, Abdul Rahman from Michigan. You have Jalen Brunson, Connor Gillespie, Omari Spellman, Mikal Bridges. You have, hang on 1 second.
Okay. I asked you to help me. I want to teach you what I'm doing. 90 seconds. Okay. 90 seconds. Okay. That's a minute and a half.
Okay.
I want you downstairs, please.
All right. So I gotta get going, but hope everyone enjoyed this video. If you did, punch that like button like a UFC fighter and punch that subscribe button. So sit back and enjoy this wild ride that's called the College Basketball National Championship. Both tonight for Mississippi State against Notre Dame and tomorrow Villanova against Michigan. Both should be excellent games. So until next time, this is UngarToTheMax signing off. Salute. Go Cavs, go Jackets, and go Nova. See you guys. See everyone later.